The sun was setting behind the city skyline as Ava Monroe, 26, stepped off the bus with an empty stomach, an overdrawn bank account, and $1 single in her pocket. Once a college graduate full of dreams, Ava had been struggling to make ends meet for months. Her freelance work had dried up, and the city that once inspired her now felt cold and unreachable. She hadn't eaten a real meal in over a day. She walked toward a gas station, hoping to stretch that last dollar into something, maybe a snack or a cup of coffee. As she approached the entrance, she noticed a boy around 10 years old standing near the vending machines with his head down. His jacket was too thin for the cold air, and his eyes were full of worry. He wasn't begging. He wasn't speaking. He was just ... waiting ... Ava hesitated. "Are you okay?" she asked gently. The boy looked up. "I lost my bus card. I was supposed to go home to my grandma after school." Ava looked down at her hand. One wrinkled dollar. Her last. She didn't think twice. "Here," she said, handing it to him. "This might help you get where you need to go." The boy stared at her. "Are you sure?" She smiled weakly. "I've walked farther for less." The boy took it carefully, whispered, "Thank you," and ran inside to the cashier. Ava turned away, her stomach aching more now than ever. She walked for a few blocks until she reached a bench and sat down, feeling both proud and empty. She didn't help him for attention. She just couldn't leave a kid stranded. Just then, a sleek black car slowed near the curb. A man in a coat stepped out and walked toward her. "Excuse me," he said, politely. "Did you just help?" "A boy at the gas station." Ava looked confused. "Yeah? Why?" Ava stood up, unsure what to expect. The man introduced himself. "I'm Mark Delaney. I own a few companies downtown. My son Liam wandered off from his school pickup point. We've been searching for him for over an hour." Eva's heart skipped. "He said he lost his bus card. I didn't know where else to take him, but he seemed scared." Mark nodded, his voice softer now. "He told me everything about the woman who gave him her last dollar just to help him get home." Ava tried to brush it off. It wasn't much, just $1. Mark looked her dead in the eyes. "To me, that dollar is worth more than anything I own." He paused, then reached into his pocket and handed her a business card. "If you ever need anything, work, help, even just a meal, you call me." Ava smiled politely, still unsure if he meant it. She thanked him and walked away, clutching the card but thinking little of it. That night, she slept hungry again. But her heart felt full in a way it hadn't in weeks. 2 days later, Ava worked up the courage to call. To her surprise, Mark answered immediately. "Ava, I was hoping you'd call." He invited her to lunch at a quiet cafe in Santa Monica. They talked for over an hour about life, art, and survival in the city. Mark listened. Then he leaned forward and said, "I want to offer you a job, something creative. Something that pays." He handed her a folder. Inside was a contract. Marketing assistant, full-time, paid training. Benefits. Ava was speechless. "Why?" she asked. Mark smiled. "Because people who give everything, even when they have nothing, are the kind of people I want on my team." Tears welled in her eyes. That $1, the one she thought was her end, had become her beginning. Final narration for video ending. She gave her last dollar to help a child. And in return, she got a future. Kindness is never wasted. Sometimes it brings you exactly what you've been waiting for when you least expect it. The man smiled. "That boy is my son."